Welcome everybody to our Simcha. First and foremost, we want to take this opportunity to thank Hashem for bringing us here today to this wonderful Simcha. We recognize that it's not just a Simcha of Bar Mitzvah that we're celebrating, but it's a conglomeration of hundreds of nisim over years and years that could bring you to this such a simcha. Starting from the birth of the baby and everything through, it's truly millions of nisim to come to a simcha like this tonight. We want to thank everyone for coming. We can't thank each person individually because you're always bound to leave somebody out. But every person, we appreciate it so much from wherever you came. And no words could say, it's only a simcha because you're here. If I may, I would just like to, with your permission, make an exception to that rule and just thank one person for coming. Does everyone agree? No one's going to be offended that you're not the one. There's one person, we are so happy, Tante Itka. You really made our night. Really, you elevated the simcha to a whole nother level. May we all only meet by simchas, each other's simchas, for many, many years, until the coming of Mashiach in good health. I found it hard to believe that they were married for 14 years already. You bring your first child to Bar Mitzvah, our Bachar. It feels like yesterday that we got married. Right, Uncle Nachman? It was just Shabbos Shabbat Brachos. You were just speaking. It feels like a couple of weeks ago. So, last week, I was davening Shacharis, and I was putting on my talis, and when I was doing that, I heard a rip. I wondered, wow, what's that? So I looked around, and the back of my talis, when you fold it, it's got all threadbare. I never realized it. Wow. My talis is, what's going on here? It's so old. So then I thought, yeah, talis is 14 years old. It's bound to rip sometime. So how could it be that it took me a ripped talis to remember that I'm married for 14 years? The answer must be you have such a special wife, like Esty. She makes 14 years. Yeah, like a couple of days. I heard a very powerful verse from Ramat Yosef Solomon. You should have a complete refuah shalema. When Hashem gave the Torah, offered the Torah to all the nations, he came to Esau and they said, what does it say? You cannot steal. So they said, no, you can't have it. And he came to Yishmael, you cannot kill. He said, we can't have it. They were saying the truth. To them, it's impossible. They didn't want to accept something that they couldn't keep. They have to kill and steal. So they were not being untruthful or lazy. It was an impossible task. It's part of their DNA that they have to do those things. When Hashem came to Yidden, he offered them the Torah, and they said, Nasa v'nishma. So Ramat Sio says, he brings down, I forget from where, but there was a Baskol that said, who taught these people the secret? So what secret we will come on to. He asks, let's say the Yidden would have said, what does the Torah say? Let's say they would not have said Nasa v'nishma. What would Hashem say to them? It says, Hashem would have said, L'seilach rachel ba'amecha. To a Yid, part of the DNA is that it's impossible not to talk Lashon Hara. That's just like for Yishmael they have to kill, for a Yid they must talk Lashon Hara. But the secret was that the Yidden said, Nasa v'nishma. If you make a Kabbalah's, if you accept the Torah and make a Kabbalah's Torah, the Torah itself will make that thing easy for you. So if that's a secret that Yishmael and Esav did not know, if they would have just said Nasa v'nishma and accepted it, then the Torah would have helped them that it should be easier for them to not kill and not steal. But they didn't know the secret. The Yidden knew it. And they said Nasa v'nishma. So he says from here, we learn a very powerful lesson. Anytime somebody finds things difficult, impossible, I can't do it, he says that you should make a new Kabbalah Torah. Just accept upon yourself the yoke of Torah again, and then that thing that you're struggling with will become easy. The Torah will help you. Sometimes it's not, you have to work at it, but it brings it from the impossible to possible. In Parshas Bereshis, when Hashem goes through each day and creates something else, creates different parts of the world. When he came to the end, the whole world was created. Just a blank world, beautiful world, perfect world. So then it says, he created a person, B'Tselem Elokim Baritz Ha'adam. He created a person in his image. Now what does that mean, B'Tselem Elokim? I don't remember where I heard this part, I heard it a long time ago. But the Tzelem Elokim, Hashem made a world. It's so vast, with so much chachma. How could he give it to? There's already animals on the world. So he made a person to have a Tzelem Elokim. The only one that could upkeep such a world, to keep it going, is somebody who is godly himself. He needs godly powers in order to keep the world going. Because you can't, I could give you a muscle. If you have a car mechanic and He's a great car mechanic. But he can't work on a Lamborghini. You could have the best car mechanic out there. For a Lamborghini, a $300,000 car, you need a Lamborghini mechanic. And what's a Lamborghini mechanic? You have to go to a Lamborghini school, special school, and the owner who owns a Lamborghini, he's going to make sure he has his best interests invested in this, that he wants you to succeed. He's going to teach you every trick of the trade because his reputation is on the line. Same thing here. You can't just put plain people down in this world to fulfill the world, to make it a better place than how it was before. You need Lamborghini mechanics. That's a Tzelem Elokim. He gave every person a special power, just like Hashem could heal, a person could heal. You have a power. You could smile at somebody. You could make their day. Without this Tzelem Elokim, you wouldn't have that power. You would just be another animal. But we have a power to uplift this world. So my message to Shia, since you're a little boy, such a great kid, since, 2.5 or 3 that he started coming to shul, sits there, doesn't make a sound. I used to bring him to Shabbos Mitzvah right after davening. I didn't tell him anything. He used to run up to the Aron Kodesh, kiss the parishas, and then we could leave. That's all on his own. And how you excel in school, how your midas, he's so good with your friends, considerate. He's from the top in sports. He wouldn't do anything, some kids insult the kids that aren't good. He's so considerate. And he's very sensitive. But sometimes now you're entering life and things might get difficult. You definitely have a head start. But things might get difficult. If you remember these 2 points, I think it'll get you through it, no matter how tough it is. Remember that you could always, if something's very hard for you, just make a new Kabbalah Satire. Just accept upon, say Nasa v'Nishma again. And then the Torah itself will help you get through that. And remember that you're a Lamborghini mechanic. Don't sell yourself cheap. You could do anything. You have the power from Hashem. He put a piece of Him in you. And you can accomplish anything with those 2 things. And we should be Zoicha all together to only share in simchas together and be healthy and be able to dance together by the weddings of Shia's children in good health until the coming of Mashiach. I'd like to call upon Shia to say his share.
The Gemara Benachas Daf says, first has to touch his tongue one of these words, I'm not going to say if that's what. Don't let the call fire me tits, the call fire for the tits. Umata Shein Balas Kara Has Hammer Taiva, was by college, I see if that thing Vanu, Twill Shay's Kara's Harvey, Has Kara Vakama. If it says which had a Shimon Kai Charlie wants to let Tara says the Kaimel, she not going to have to be. You should not really see if that's when I call fire by 12, which happens to many times. Surely you should not really see if that's. And the dinner passes Kadas, the Shire Sari, and similar with that's version of like this Rishayim. The Russian brachas parakim will sit up as music of Mara Sukkah, the Chafam and Alef, and your last Rishon Sarai while wearing tefillin. Russia has hacking sleep Rishon Sarai while wearing tefillin when you are sleeping or surely being Messiah Das. Answers the Russian in the name of Beni Gayna. Divani Hasafadas Loi Havayel Kishan is because Russia is like. Hasafadas is only concerned when he is laughing or joking. Kishai said, "Well, I'm not so vain that I mamish." And said, "Like Hasafadas." When he is involved in his work and is not thinking about the tefillin, it's not considered Hasafadas. Or the Kishai is not known. The same is true when he is sleeping. The Torah Neradea, so Hashem Pechas reads the Ramban who says, "We violate Abba Leisume Dakta, the family of the Torah, Shalasi Dakta, Shalasi Dakta Mehem." And I've also calls my arms so he can be without about the tefillin, so I should not make the Dakta for them. Shas Bakiba Hesba Loiman of Lebanon, it's over complicated Hesba, you should not wear tefillin. We see from this that the Ramban argues on the Rosh Hashanah, because the Ramban Hesba, there's no slightly cause rice, and yet the Ramban calls it Hasakadas. There's a steer on the Torah. Neradei help us avail us. The Torah when Shia Saravan Allah, the Hasakadas is even without Kalas Rosh. But in Torah, I find similar doubt of Shia Sarash Allah. When I have a Hasakadas, all Kishar is head of Kalas Rosh. So Shagasari is Masha, we can learn as follows. And of Hasakadas, Saturday dinner, Kayad and Lash with Tefillin, Shwasi that they have. Of course, the person doesn't have to think only about the Tefillin. He has to the whole time. He has to think about the downing and the learning. However, he must be in the mindset that while he must be tefillin, it will make him aware and think of the tefillin when he is extremely involved with something else, for example, extreme simcha, extreme silence, even the wearing of the tefillin will not awaken him in the awareness of them, and that is a Hasafadas. Islamic Kalas Rosh is only an example of an extreme state of mind, which makes it impossible to have the proper kavanas. But of course, any similar matzah would be the same, so it's really no much like I said, no steer in the Shulchan Aruch. There are just two examples of the same matter of Hasakadas. There's a Kathira the Indian of Hasakadas. Is it of Hasakadas necessary because if you are wearing Torah and see a das is a design for the tefillin, or is it a positive? That meaning it is a part of Hilchos tefillin. Just like tefillin have to be black and ruba, so too we learn from the tzitz that when you wear tefillin, you have to think about them and it can't be a see a das. This coming up now on like I said, the Rosh and the Rambam that Shagasari was referring to. The Rosh holds that only Islamic Kalas Rosh is the Hasakadas, because according to him, the Isra of Hasakadas is because it's a Zion. The Ramban holds it as a part of the mitzvah, so any Hasakadas is a Kisar in the mitzvah. The Pesach Yishanim in Europe is 2 days in the evening of wearing tefillin when you are sleeping. One Shita holds there is an Isra of Hasakadas if you sleep with the tefillin. The other Shita holds the white Isra of Hasakadas, all Kishun and Beru Badata, and Allah Shashayna. The din of Hasakadas applies when he is awake, not when he is sleeping. The Sarafin, why there should be a fill-up, whether you are awake or sleeping. But according to the above here, we can understand them off like this. The Shita holds there is a din of Hasakadas, even when you are sleeping, holds that the Kitaran of Hasakadas is because it's a Zion. It's a Zion of the 12, so it makes no difference if you are sleeping or awake. Either way, it's a Zion. The second Shita holds that a din of Hasakadas is a part of the mitzvah of Tefillin. Therefore, when you are Messiah Das, you're not Mekayim the mitzvah. But when you're sleeping, you're not mechayiv in the mitzvah of tefillin. So it doesn't matter if you're Messiah Das, you're not mechayiv in the mitzvah. You're also not doing anything wrong.
Thank you very much.
Only this I was left with one shot.
gonna leave us